Hello everyone, this is Vijeta, Associate Professor from the Department of ECE, MLR Institute of Technology. Today, I would like to have a talk on gate level modeling from linear and digital integrated circuits. Already in previous videos, we have discussed in Verilog, we have four different types of modeling techniques. They are gate level, data flow, and behavioral level, and fourth one is circuit level. So here today we'll talk about gate level modeling. So I will cover introduction, what are the gate primitives, and what is a module structure in this video. See, digital designers are familiar with the common logic gates and their symbols and their working gates. See, we all know those. We know that we have 7 logic gates. There AND, NAND, OR, NOR, XOR, XNOR, and the other one is NOR. These are the 4 logic gates, and we know the symbols of these logic gates as well as the truth tables of logic gates. Anyhow, clear explanation of these gates will be given in the next slides. All the digital circuits, example flip-flops. Flip-flops are built from the logic gates. All functionally complex and more involved circuits can be built using a basic gates. Here, all the digital circuits will be generated by using a basic logic gates, and these basic logic gates are these 7, and one more which is called as buffer is also one of the logic gate we can issue. Next, all the basic gates are available as a primitives in Verilog. So all these logic gates can be available as a primitives in Verilog to write a code in data flow. Primitives are generalized modules that already exist in Verilog. See, just now we have discussed that flip-flops are going to be built by using a logic gates. So every time it's not easy, it's not correct to use, or it's not flexible to use or to write the codes for these gates. So if we have these gates in terms of primitives, we can readily available these primitives to write the flip-flop code. They can be initiated directly in other modules. So whatever the primitives which are there, those primitives can be used in any other module to call and execute the particular logic gates. Design description using gate level primitives is quite close to an actual circuit using a switch primitives. So in design description, it is quite close. In design description, gate primitives will be similar to the circuits which we are dealing. Next, for example, AND primitive. See, AND gate primitive in Verilog is instantiated with the following statement: AND. This is a primitive. In previous videos, we have discussed a point that Verilog is a case sensitive. So, the primitives which are available in the Verilog will be in terms of small letters, not with the capital letters. This AND is a primitive, and G1 represents the name of that primitive, and this open braces output O is defined with the outputs followed with the inputs, and close the brace and with the semicolon. This semicolon defines or terminates the statement here. So here AND is a keyword signifying an AND operation. G1 is a name assigned to a specific instantiation, and O is a gate output. I1, I2 till IN are the inputs. These are the following keynotes. The AND module have only one output, that is O. And the first port of argument list should be of output port. And AND gate instantiations can take number of inputs. The upper limit will be specified by the compiler. A simple test code taken to test the AND primitive. So, the structure here, we'll discuss the structure here first. In Verilog, we need to start with a keyword called module. It defines that from here, the execution or the simulation starts from this particular point. Module, this test underscore AND is the name of that module. We are testing the AND primitive, and here this A1, A2 are the inputs to a AND gate. So here this is a AND gate symbol with inputs of A1, A2 and output O. This AND gate is readily available as a primitive and with a gate name G1 and output port followed with the input ports. This is how we can use a primitive. And now I am testing this primitive here. So here this A1, A2 are the inputs. I need to store some values in A1 and A2 so that I can test the output of the AND gate. So to store these values A1 and A2, I have assigned the REG keyword for A1 and A2. And here B is an output which is assigned with a wire because the output of AND gate will be driven to some other modules. So, which has to connect the output of AND gate to the port through a wire. So, I am using a keyword called wire and initiated with the B. Next, the fourth statement, I started with the initial. What does the initial signifies? It signifies the setting done initially, that is only once for a whole routine. So, from here to here, it executes at a single time. So, here the begin statement and end statement are used to execute this particular block. Here, I have given n number of inputs, n number of values to the inputs. So, here these multiple statements has to be incorporated in A1 and A2. So, this has to be done at a time. That's the reason why I use the begin and end statement here. And in between the begin and end statement, I gave the n number of values to the inputs. Now, initially, I have assigned A1 0, A2 0. I didn't give any delays over here. So, at the time t is equals to 0, A1 value will be assigned to 0 and A2 value will be assigned to 0. It executes for this value and provides a output as 0. And at time t is equals to 3, I asked A1 to change to 1. So, A1 value will be changed to 1, but A2 value remains 0 and your output value will be equals to 0. Next, after 3 plus 1, after one time interval from here to here, it waits for one time interval, that is at time t is equals to 4. Again, A1 value is changes to 0, but I didn't ask to change the A2 value, so A2 value remains 0 and output will be shown as 0. Similarly, it executes all these statements. How it is executing will be shown here later. Now, as I am executing the multiple statements, these multiple statements has to be given in between the begin and end statements. Now, I am calling a primitive here and G1. Here, instead of O, I have taken B as an input, B as an output, A1, A2 as a inputs. Next, initial $monitor. $monitor is a keyword which is defining which monitors the values which you are assigning here. And this $time will specifies the time interval. So at what time A1, A2, B are changing and how the impact on B will be there based on A1 and A2 values. Next, initial hash $100 finish, that is at 100th time interval your simulation or execution will terminates completely. And this module here, this module is a keyword which defines or which says the starting of the code, and at the ending of the code is given with the keyword called end module, which shows that the code has been stopped. The writing of the code, the simulation of this code has been stopped. So it defines the end module. So here we'll see here, see at time t is equals to 0, A1 0, A2 0, and output B is providing 0. At time t is equals to 0, I asked only A1 to change A1 to 1 and I didn't ask any A2 to change. So A2 will be 0, so B will be 0. And 3 plus 1, 4. At time t is equals to 4, A1 will be changed to 0. A2, we didn't mention A2 here. So A2 is 0, B is equals to 0. 4 plus 2, 6. At time t is equals to 6, A2 value has changed to 1 and A1 will be same as the previous value, because at time t is equals to 6, I mentioned to change only A2 not A1. That's why A1 will be 0 and A2 will be changed to 1. So 0, 1 output will be 0. And after 4 time intervals, that is 6 plus 4 at 10th time interval, again A1 value will changes to 1 and not mentioned A2, that's why A2 will be same, and the output of 1, 1 for AND gate will be 1. And again after 3 time intervals, 10 plus 3, that is at time t is equals to 13, again A1 will be remain same as the previous one because we didn't mention A1 here, but A2 changes to 0 and the output value will be 0 for the inputs of 1 and 0 in the AND gate. And after 1 time intervals, that is at 3 plus 1, that is 14th time interval, A2 will be changed to A1 and A2 will be changes to 1 and A1 will be remain same and the output will be 1 for the both inputs are 1 in the AND gate. So this is how you can write a test bench code and you can test the primitives which are readily available, and this is how the output will be analyzed based on your test bench code. So this is simple example for a AND primitive. Next, this is a truth table for the AND primitive. So we know that just now we have discussed AND gate is having a 2 inputs. The truth table for 2 input AND gate is shown below. It can be directly extended to AND gate instantiation with the multiple inputs. See, logic behind this is, if any one of the input is 0, obviously the output will be 0. See here, input 0. If any one of the input is 0, whatever the input which we are considering, the outputs will be 0. If input is 1, the other input is 0, 0, 1, the output will be 0. And for 1, 1, the output will be 1. For x, it will be x. X means indeterminate. If any one of its input is 1, but the other input is x, then we'll be getting x, that is indeterminate. And for z also we'll be getting a indeterminate. So similarly for x and z also given here, but the z represents the high impedance state here. The main important point here is, this is input 1, this is input 2, and let us assume output O, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, or the permutations which can be available for 2 inputs. So if it is 0, 0, see here the input, both the inputs are 0, so output will be 0. Here the input A1 is 0, so output will be 0. Here the input A2 is 0, output will be 0. Both the inputs are true, then the output will be true. If any one of the input is not true, or any one of the input is false, then obviously your output will be 0. So this is a module structure. So previously we have checked one example test bench code. There also we started with the module keyword. So in any module structure, the structure or the Verilog code will start with the module and followed with the module name, followed with the ports, either maybe input port or maybe output port. But for primitives, you need to remember this point. For primitives, outputs port will be assigned first, later inputs are going to be followed with the output. Whereas here, when you are creating your own module, just port list has to be given here. Module is a keyword which specifies that the program has been starting from that particular point, and this is the name of the module. Later, this is the name of the module. Later, this name is followed with the port list. That is, you need to mention output ports and also input port. Later, you need to specify what are the output ports and what are the input ports. If required, you can assign, or you can, if required, if you want any wires, you can define wires, and later it will be followed with the design description. That is, whatever the primitives you want to use, you can call the primitives over here and you can write the statements based on your applications, Then this module has to be end with the keyword called end module. The same thing here was explained. So the starting keyword should be starts with the module. It specifies or it signifies the declaration of module, and this specifies the name of that module, and the semicolon specifies the termination of your module. And these are the statements where you need to define the input ports and output ports, and whatever the primitives which are available, you can call the primitives here and you can write the Verilog description code. Then as we started with the module, here this declaration has to be end with the end module keyword. It terminates, it says the program has been terminated. And remember, each and every statement has to be given with the semicolon, which defines the termination of that particular statement. So these are the some logic gate primitives which are readily available in a Verilog, and I am showing what are the gates and how to instantiation, how to do the instantiation for these gates, and what are the outputs and input ports for these gates. See here, we have 7 gates. AND gate is a logic gate. Here, this small a and d is a primitive which is readily available to perform an AND gate, and GA is the name of the AND gate, and O represents the output, and I1 to I8 or represents the inputs. Similarly, for OR gate, OR is a primitive, GR is the name of the primitive, the name which is given to the primitive, and O is the outputs, I1 and I2 till IN are the input ports. Similarly, for NAND also, NAND is available as a primitive. Here for NOR is also a primitive. XOR is also primitive. XNOR can be available as a primitive. Buffer is also available as primitives. NOT is also available as primitives. So totally here with buffer we have 8 logic gates, and each logic gates are given with the primitives. So one common point which I want to discuss here is all the primitives have been given with the small alphabets, with the smaller alphabets, and each instantiation has started with the output, not with the input. So outputs are going to be following with the inputs. Outputs are going to be following with the inputs. See, this is output followed with the inputs. Outputs followed with the inputs. So this is what we need to remember. So all the primitives which are using in the Verilog code should be used with the small alphabetics, and when you are calling these primitives, it should be compulsory. You need to call the output ports first, later followed with the input ports. Next, these are the logic gates and truth tables. I think just now we have discussed AND gate. See, any one of the input is 0, obviously your output will be 0. And for OR gate, if any one of the inputs are 1, obviously your output will be 1. And the exact replica will be applicable for NAND and NOR. And for XOR, if you have a similar output, if you have a similar inputs, then your outputs will be 0. The same replica will be there for XNOR. For NOT, if you have given 0, the complement of this will be given as output. And buffer is another primitive where your output followed your inputs. Output will be followed with the inputs. So, output values of the gate primitives. See, and any one of the input is 0. All inputs are at 1. So, just whatever I have discussed in the previous slide, I have given with the table here. And NAND gate, all inputs are at 1 or any one of its input is at 0. The same explanation has been given with this gate primitives in this table. So, here in this video, we learned what are the primitives available. What are the primitives available in Verilog code, and the primitives are AND, NAND, OR, NOR, XOR, XNOR, buffer and NOT. And the second one is what is module structure. So every code, Verilog code has to start with the keyword called module. It declares that the program has been starting from this particular point. And this module has to end with the keyword called end module. It defines that program has been terminated with this statement. And in between this end module, you should not have any spacing between these two end modules. It should be continuous. Okay. So all keywords should be in small letters, not with the capital letters. Similarly, for Verilog, for primitives also, all primitives will be available in small letters, not with the capital letters. And the third one is what are different logic gates and their logic diagrams with truth table have discussed in this video. In the next video, we'll see with some examples.